Well, Coach, the seating capacity is 65,000 at Ford Field, and we are right around that number today. A good crowd on hand and seemingly ready to go in the Motor City. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Tennessee Titans and the Detroit Lions. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go. 10 Lobo. It's a party now. It's a party now. General West.
Now a handoff here to his running back. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
He'll have a first down past the 40. Open man is Galladay, complete. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And he'll give it here to his running back. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the Titans' 36-yard line.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
Keep it up. Keep it up. Ready?
They'll run it now out of the gun. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. 9 yards that time.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Ready. Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run.
Back to throw. Daniels. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Looking to throw. Daniels. He'll get this one to Galladay. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Really nice gain on the completion. However, still 3rd and goal that they face now. Can this defense get the stop on the opening drive? Here's 3rd and goal. From the gun, Daniels. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. From 6 yards away, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. That was a big throw right there on 3rd and goal.
And the defense has to be prepared for you to throw the ball on 3rd and goal. Because really, 2nd down, 2nd and goal, that's your play action time, and you're not sure whether they're going to run it or throw it. 3rd down, you're usually sure they're probably going to pass it. Even more impressive that they got it done. And on the opening drive of the game.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Mariota and the Titans break the huddle, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a 1st down. We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Mariota to throw it. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Mariota. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
Yeah, I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. The Titans get 14 yards there and move the chains as well. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
So not quite a 1st down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. A 1st carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 2 yards, good enough for a 1st.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Mariota now to throw on 1st down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position. It's to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. And he gets it down to the 32. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
6 guys, check 6 guys. Check, crunch, crunch. 3.
Throw it, Mariota. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. To throw is Mariota. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. It's the correct call.
An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. First down carry for Henry. And the step will come inside the 5 at the 4. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Mariota gives to Henry. And he will take this one in for a Titans touchdown. Derrick Henry, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Point after, right down the middle, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back.
And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Taco Charlton. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around what you're trying to cover in the secondary.
A throw over the middle taken in. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 17 yards on that play for the Titans.
First down. Here we go.
On 1st and 10, here's Mariota. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Titans have taken the lead. And nowadays in NFL football, you have to account for all the receivers, sure, but the tight end's such a weapon, and they prove it right there.
Oh, without a doubt. And we're seeing now the golden age of tight ends catching the football. I go back to Kellen Winslow. To me, he was a prototype of what we're seeing today. We're seeing it each and every week now.
And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Now, their last 2 drives both ending in touchdowns. It's got them this 14-7 lead.
And it looks to me, and I think you're probably seeing the exact same thing, they're in an ideal spot now to create some separation. The way that they're functioning on offense now, they can create a pretty good gap. Allows their defense to play with a little more verve and confidence.
A big article in the paper this morning about them stringing possessions together for consecutive touchdowns. Well, right here, they're trying to make it 3 in a row. Throwing again. Mariota on 2nd and 10. This will be caught by Brown. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a 1st down. Off play action to Henry. Here's Mariota. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Not today. Check, go get him, go get him, go get him.
To the air again, Mariota. He finds Corey Davis. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 39. He's fresh off that 3-touchdown performance last week that got him AFC Offensive Player of the Week, so you know that he was already on their radar. Now he's maybe even a bigger plane on their radar.
Bigger plane. I mean, he is the big dot on that screen that they're looking at and saying, how in the heck do we stop him? They're going to try a bunch of different things, different people covering him. But right now, he's locked in and is in sync with his quarterback.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9. At the 39-yard line.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
58, come on. One. Pull it together. Hey, alert 3, alert 3.
Mariota hands to Henry. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on third down. Mariota now. And he fires one that's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
Oh, I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
From the 29, Mariota looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. A first down throw for Mariota. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Play fake to Henry. Now Mariota. And he will find his man on the outside. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. The Titans get 14 yards there and move the chains as well. The first down carry here for Johnson. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Three yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7. Mariota. And he will find Davis. That's complete. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I know we just saw a nice throw and catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
Where are they, team? Topper!
First down, Mariota. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
On second down, here's Henry. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive, as this is 3rd and 10. Throwing is Mariota. Back in the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And his kick is indeed good. And they take a 17-14 lead. So we will not go into the lockers tied. We do have a leader in the clubhouse, so to speak.
Man, it's only 3 points. Doesn't seem like much, but it looms big the way that they got it done right before the half ended.
So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Titans hold the lead, and they'll get the football first as the third quarter gets underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, Mariota. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
At their own 36-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3.
On the double. Too little, cut. 2 times. Hey. 4 down.
Back to throw. Daniels under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. He just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Returnable for Grant. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Titans will be backed up deep to begin the drive as they take over 1st and 10. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
as they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now, but they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They will run with Grant. And he'll be taken down at the 18. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now Mariota. And this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. Picked off at the 23. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. He was trying to go back to Corey Davis there. A bad time for a roughing penalty. And they get the gift of a 1st and 10. This is Grant. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Play action now. Mariota. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. Call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. DeMarcus Lawrence, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. This is fielded at the 27. A terrific return, 30 yards all in all. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10.
Here we go. 30 base. 6-6, pull it high.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
3, 218, chop.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Daniels. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Daniels. And incomplete. A disappointing drop there defensively by the rookie. And now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15, and it'll be Titan football. Mariota and the Titans break the huddle, 1st and 10 at their own 18. Here's Grant. Desmond King making the tackle.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
Brings up third down.
Before they can snap it, time runs out on this third quarter of play. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Now a handoff here to his running back. He'll have a first down past the 40. And down to the 28-yard line. And he will finally be taken down at the Titans' 28. With that last effort, he topples the 5,000-yard mark for his career.
And that doesn't place you among the absolute greats that have ever played the game, but it's a significant achievement and a very, very solid career.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Daniels. Flushed out right. And, oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. Give him 16 yards there, a Tennessee first down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. On 2nd and 2, Mariota got a man. It's Brown. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
A gain of 7. First down, Tennessee.
Mariota now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. That's a first down pickup for Tennessee on a gain of 10.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well. Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. On second down, it's Henry, and this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. To throw, Mariota. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 23.
And the Titans first down.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. One. Check three. Three.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on third down.
58, right over there. Right 3. 58, right there.
Mariota toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So decision time now because a field goal keeps it a 1-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer and you go for it. You have to analyze this one. To me, you take the field goal, take the points. I don't think you want to risk coming away with nothing.
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
Here we go.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
Back to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line.
And that one, oh, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the 7-yard line.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. They go back to Grant. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, they've got to find 2 scores. So, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Operating from the gun, Daniels. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
60-yard.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete, as time has run out on this football game. So this one, a Tennessee Titan victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Titans, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.